Doctor Who Speed Quiz time. 8 questions all about Rose. Ready? Allons Z. What is the first word the Doctor says to Rose upon meeting her? Run. What is the name of the department store where Rose worked? Henrik's. What time does Rose's alarm wake her up? 7:30. Having appeared first in 1970, what monsters are the antagonists of this episode? Autons. Complete the quote. Lots of planets have a north. What sways Rose into travelling with the Doctor? Time travel. The Nestine consciousness used what London landmark as a transmitter? The London Eye. The Doctor seeks audience with the Nestine consciousness under peaceful contract according to what? The Shadow Proclamation, Convention 15. That's all 8. How did you do? Who knows? Doctor Who Speed Quiz time. 8 questions all about the end of the world. Ready? Allons Z. How many years in the future does the Doctor take Rose? 5 billion. What is the Doctor's gift to the Forest of Cheam and the adherents of the repeated meme? Air from his lungs. What was the name of the plumber who asks Rose for permission to speak? Raffaello. This episode saw the first appearance of which of the Doctor's often used items? Psychic paper. Who wrote this episode? Russell T. Davies. What does Cassandra call a 1950s jukebox? An iPod. Which character identifies the Doctor as a Time Lord before her death? Jabe. And complete the quote, what are you going to do? Moisturize me? That's all 8. How did you do? Who knows? Doctor Who Speed Quiz time. 8 questions all about the Unquiet Dead. Ready? Allons Z. The Doctor meets which historical figure whom he is a fan of? Charles Dickens. Via spatial genetic multiplicity, Gwyneth passed on her face to which future Torchwood member? Gwen Cooper. What are the Gelf made up of? Gas. What year was this episode set? 1869. The Gelf lost their bodies in what interstellar conflict? The Time War. Who wrote this episode? Mark Gatiss. This episode also introduces which key Cardiff-based element? The Rift. And complete the quote, she saved the world. Her servant girl. No one will ever know. That's all 8. How did you do? Who knows? Doctor Who Speed Quiz time. 8 questions all about aliens of London. Ready? Allons Z. The Doctor missed time taking Rose back home by how long? A year. Which London landmark is destroyed by an alien spaceship? Big Ben. Which future Torchwood member appears in this episode? Toshiko Sato. Who is the MP for Flydale North? Harriet Jones. Yes, we know who she is. What species are the titular aliens? Raxacoricophalabatorians, not Slovene. Complete the quote. Thank you for wearing your ID cards. They'll help identify the bodies. What phrase is spray painted onto the TARDIS? Bad Wolf. And this episode saw the reintroduction of what military organisation from the classic series? Unit. That's all 8. How did you do? Who knows? Doctor Who Speed Quiz time. 8 questions all about World War III. What a sentence. Anyway, Allons Z. The Slovene are from what planet? Raxacoricophalabatorius. Who do the Slovene put the blame on for their murders of the alien experts? The Doctor. Which real-life, then BBC journalist announces the arrival of other politician-disguised Slovenes? Andrew Marr. Who plays Harriet Jones? Penelope Wilton. What is the password to the unit website? Buffalo. What does the Doctor say will defeat the Slovene? Anything with vinegar. Complete the quote. Victory should be naked. Before travelling, how long does Rose say to Jackie it will be before she returns? 10 seconds. That's all 8. How did you do? Who knows? Doctor Who Speed Quiz time. 8 questions all about Dalek. Ready? Allons Z. Where is Van Statten's museum located? Utah. The head of what enemy of the Doctor catches his eye in the museum? A Cyberman. This episode was inspired by which Big Finish audio by the same writer? Jubilee. Who wrote this episode? Robert Shearman. The Dalek is referred to by what name by Van Statten? Metaltron. The Dalek activates what to help it electrify the guards? The sprinkler system. Complete the quote. What use are emotions if? You will not save the woman you love. What does the Dalek declare that it wants after Rose stops it from killing Van Statten? Freedom. That's all 8. How did you do? Who knows? Doctor Who Speed Quiz time. 8 questions all about the long game. Ready? Alon Z. What is the name of the space station where this episode is set? Satellite 5. What are the walls allegedly made of on floor 500? Gold. Who plays the editor? Simon Pegg. Who gets promoted to floor 500 after being detected as an intruder? Suki. What modification does Adam get done to himself that gets him thrown out of the TARDIS? Chipping. Who is the boss of Satellite 5? The Jagrafess. What triggers Adam's brain to be exposed? A click of the fingers. And complete the quote. Isn't it funny that time goes by like that? That's all 8. How did you do? Who knows? Doctor Who Speed Quiz time. 8 questions all about Father's Day. Ready? Alon Z. What is the name of Rose's dad? Pete Tyler. What year is the episode set? 1987. How does Rose create a time paradox? She saves her dad's life. Who wrote this episode? Paul Cornell. Which infamous song plays in Pete's car while he and Rose head to the Reading? Never gonna give you up. What creatures arrive due to the wound in time? The Reapers. Complete the quote. But I can do this for you now. I can be a proper dad to you. And what causes a Reaper to enter the church and consume the Doctor? Rose holding her baby self. That's all 8. How did you do? Who knows? Doctor Who Speed Quiz time. 8 questions all about the empty child. Ready? Alon Z. What is the universally recognised colour for danger? Mauve. During which World War is the episode set? World War II. This was the first modern Who script by which future showrunner? Stephen Moffat. What does the gas mask child constantly ask? Are you my mummy? This episode saw the introduction of which tortured leader? Captain Jack Harkness. What disastrous choice of t-shirt is Rose wearing? A Union Jack t-shirt. Which Star Trek character does Rose keep mentioning? Spock. And best known for Victor Meldrew, who plays Dr. Constantine? Richard Wilson. That's all 8. How did you do? Who knows? Doctor Who Speed Quiz time. 8 questions all about the Doctor dances. Ready? Alon Z. What does the Doctor tell the infected patients to send them back to bed? Go to your room. Complete the quote. The world doesn't end. Because the Doctor answers. What alien species does Jack's ship belong to? Chula. How does Nancy keep Jenkins subdued after he mutates? Singing a lullaby to him. What escaped from the crashed ship to cause the mutations? Nanogenes. What relation is the child, Jamie, really to Nancy? Her son. What does the Doctor proudly declare as everyone is returned to normal? Everybody lives! And what classic song do the Doctor and Rose dance to at the end? In the Mood. That's all 8. How did you do? Who knows? Doctor Who Speed Quiz time. 8 questions all about Boomtown. Ready? Alon Z. What is Blythe Droog in English? Bad Wolf. The Doctor tells Mickey about the TARDIS's ability to change shape, but what parts malfunction to make it stay as a police box? A chameleon circuit. Why doesn't Margaret murder Kathy? She's pregnant. What would happen if Margaret was returned to her home planet? She would be executed. What can female Raxacroicophalloptorians manufacture in their fingers when their life is in danger? Poison darts. Cardiff experiences earthquakes due to what? The rift opening. Complete the quote. This ship's alive. You've opened its soul. And Margaret returns to an egg form after looking into what? The heart of the TARDIS. That's all 8. How did you do? Who knows? Doctor Who Speed Quiz time. 8 questions all about Bad Wolf. Ready? Out on Z. The story begins with a previously trailer of what episode? The Long Game. The Doctor finds himself in a version of what reality show? Big Brother. This episode features the first mention of what institute that will be key to the next series? Torchwood. What allegedly happens to people who lose a game station game show in the eyes of others? They get disintegrated. Which Big Brother contestant offers to come with the Doctor? Linda River Why? Who wins the weakest link? Roderick. What part of the game station is out of bounds? Archive 6. And who are the masters that the controller refers to? The Daleks. That's all 8. How did you do? Who knows? Doctor Who Speed Quiz time. 8 questions all about the parting of the ways. Ready? Al Z. What does the Dalek Emperor call himself after the Doctor calls out their concept of blasphemy? The God of all Daleks. What happened to humans sent to the Dalek ship? They became Daleks. What does the Doctor intend to use to destroy the Daleks? A delta wave. Where does the Doctor suggest he and Rose head to let history take its course? Marbella, 1989. What activates in the TARDIS while it takes Rose home? Emergency Program 1. Complete the quote. That's the decision I've got to make for every living thing. Die as a human or live as a Dalek. What does Rose look into to send her back to the Doctor? The heart of the TARDIS. And what were the last words of the Ninth Doctor after he called Rose fantastic? So was I. That's all 8. How did you do? Who knows?